Do you have a messy and unorganized fridge? I think these tips and tricks are gonna help you. Hey there, it's Christina from the DIYmommy.com. Oh my goodness, it is that time of year again. I need to clean and organize my fridge. This happens every year where it just kind of compounds and I really need to get in there, clean out the whole thing, and then reorganize everything. I want to organize it so that it actually works for our family, so that it's something that we can actually maintain. So if you have a messy fridge, if you want to get organized but stay organized in a really simple way that's easy to maintain, keep watching. So this is the situation right now. It is not clean, it's not organized, there's too much packaging in here. Honestly, one of my main goals for doing this fridge cleaning organization today is I'm trying so hard to eat more vegetables. I know my body loves vegetables, I want to eat more vegetables. So my goal is to prep the veggies as soon as I get them from the grocery store. So I want to chop up whichever ones I want to eat, place them in some containers, pop them in, and then organize the fridge that way, because I just don't have the time to be chopping up and prepping vegetables every single time I want to have a snack. So if I can do it first and keep it organized, I feel like that's going to really help me and my husband and my kids eat more vegetables, and also going to help us not waste so much produce, because produce now is extremely expensive. I don't know if you've noticed, groceries have been so expensive. So we want to try to minimize the waste. And I think organizing the fridge is really going to help with that. So first things first, we're going to take everything out. I'm going to use my vacuum to vacuum up any of the loose debris. And then after that, I'm going to wipe it down and sanitize it, and then we'll be ready to organize. Did this. Okay, do your kids do this? There's like the tiniest bit in here. Nobody can drink that. Okay, does this also happen to you? There's some things in the back of the fridge that I completely forgot about. So we need to make sure that when I reorganize this, we're rotating food so that we don't waste stuff. I'm just gonna take these big drawers right out, empty them out, and then wash them in the sink. All right, everything is out of the fridge. I have it laid out on my counters. I have the drawers all the way out. I am going to clean this fridge. So I'm gonna take my vacuum and vacuum all the debris out. Then I'm gonna take a cleaning solution, clean everything out, let it dry, and then I'll be ready to restock. Now I'm taking out any sort of shelves and drawers that I can from the fridge and just washing them in my sink with hot soapy water. I definitely recommend taking out as many things as you can, because it's a lot easier to clean them out of the fridge than in the fridge. I'm just using Mrs. Meyer's dish soap and some really hot water to clean this, and I'm also using the same solution to clean the interior of the fridge, just the dish soap and water and a microfiber cloth, but use whatever solution that you're comfortable with. I just like the food safe aspect of using dish soap inside the fridge. Once I'm done washing everything, I'm just taking my vacuum again to get rid of any extra loose debris. Now that my fridge is nice and clean, I am ready to put everything back in, but I want to organize it in a way that makes sense for our family. So in a fridge, the top section is the warmest, and so are the doors. So we're gonna put things that don't need a lot of coolness in the top, so snacks and dairy products, things like that. And then we're gonna put things like condiments in the doors. Meat is going to go on the bottom shelf so that it stays nice and cool, and so that it is kind of in its own separate spot and doesn't contaminate anything else. I'm gonna put produce in the drawers, as well as this drawer here, keep this one for drinks, and try to keep everything neat and tidy and just simple so that it makes sense. For the snacky things and the leftovers, I'm gonna keep those at the top shelf, and I'm gonna use these clear bins. I just had them on hand, but you can buy similar ones from the dollar store like Dollarama, or you can buy them on Amazon. If you're interested in these, I will leave a link in the description box below. I am trying to convert to glass, but I did have these on hand, so I wanna use what I have first. So I'll put snack foods like applesauces, yogurts, things like that. And then I'll also have something for leftovers as well, because I find that a lot of fridge organization posts and videos don't account for leftovers. So I feel a good spot for those would be right on the top of the fridge where you can easily access them and see them. They don't need to be super cold. So I think that is going to work. I also have one of these containers for meats, and I'm gonna keep it on the bottom so that it's away from everything else and it's cooler, and I wanna keep them in its own separate container. Now our milk goes in this section on the left-hand side. Leftovers. I gotta sort through this, but this is essentially my dairy cheese. I love cheese. These little bag clips I really like for just storing packages and keeping things fresh. I'll leave a link to my favorite ones down in the description box below. I'm placing our leftovers in containers with lids and placing them in the top left. Sometimes we get HelloFresh as well, and I'm putting that beside the milk in the bottom. All right, now it's time for all of the produce. So like I mentioned earlier, I do want to pre-prep some of the vegetables just so that it's easier for me to snack on throughout the day. I wanna try to do this at the beginning of the week after I get my groceries. So I think this will be a really good challenge for me and for the family, and just to try to get more vegetables in. I'm gonna leave some whole because they keep better whole, but I am gonna cut some of them, put them in some containers so they'll be ready to snack on and enjoy. If you're placing freshly washed produce inside of containers like this, you can put a little bit of paper towel in the bottom to help absorb the moisture and keep them fresher for longer. I wish I had slightly smaller containers, but again, trying to use what I have. If they were slightly smaller, they'd fit in the drawers a little bit better, but we're gonna just use these for now. Okay, now this next part. I've gotten a little bit of hate for doing this in the past, so don't do this. It's not necessary if you don't want to, but I like to label my containers. I know they're clear, I know you can see what's in them, but here's the reason. I would really like for my family to also put everything back in its spot. And if I have a very clear label on all the bins to show where things go, then the hope is that my husband and my girls will put everything back in the same spot. I'm gonna use my Cricut Joy to make these. You do not need a Cricut to label your containers. You can use painter's tape and a Sharpie. You can use whatever label maker you want, doesn't matter. I love my Cricut, I'm gonna use that. If you want a detailed tutorial on how I make my labels with a Cricut, I have a full video on that, so I will link to that down in the description box below. Okay, there we go. That took me about 2 hours to do everything, but it was a pretty deep clean and there was a lot of organizing. I think it's gonna be worth it. I think this is a very realistic way that I've organized the fridge. I feel like this is something that my family and I can maintain. If I really take that time to prepare some of the vegetables, have them ready in these drawers right after I get groceries. There's only 4 containers of them, and then the rest I have in here. I feel like this is something that I could continue, that's gonna help me eat more veggies, help the family eat more veggies. I feel like the labels are going to help everybody put things in the right spot. Plus, I like that there's this whole section up in the top left for leftovers, because I feel like most families have leftovers. It's a good idea to have a spot for those. It's not gorgeous, it's not beautiful, but that is definitely something that we need in our fridges, most of us. All the condiments are here, everything is nice and organized, and it feels like the fridge is so much bigger now for some reason. So I am so happy I finally took the time to do this, and I definitely encourage you, if you have a little bit of time, to go ahead and give your fridge a deep clean, give it a realistic organize that's gonna work for your family, and that's gonna make your life so much easier and also save money on food too. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments below if you have any tips and tricks on how you clean and organize your fridge. I would love to know. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for more DIY and decor ideas on a budget. I'm gonna leave some more videos that I hope you will enjoy watching next, right up here.